Mommy, where does our water come from?
Water, water. Everywhere. With most of the earth covered by it, water would be easy to take for granted. Bowing only to breathable air, clean, healthy, potable water is the most vital resource on the planet. Without an ample, steady supply of it, life as we know it simply could not be sustained. Life as we know it is an especially important phrase for residents of Seaside, Oregon, who are blessed with a quality of life so enviable, millions of people visit us each year. Altogether, we are many thousands of people in a single coastal community who at any given moment all need water. Millions and millions and millions of gallons of water each and every day. How Seaside serves the water needs of its residents year-round. How it steps up to accommodate thousands of water-using visitors each summer. And how it preserves, even nurtures, the water needs of the surrounding natural environment through every season. How all of that happens is a remarkable story. It's the story of our very quality of life. Not only humans need water. The interrelated network of small creeks and tributaries that feed the Necanicum River form a watershed that sustains a rich and wonderful ecosystem, which in turn makes Seaside the envy of much of the modern world. The city of Seaside understands that the flora, fauna, fish, and fowl that also live here, and which immeasurably enrich our lives, must also enjoy access to an ample supply of water year-round to flourish. It's not easy to serve the needs of all things, all the time. Thus, the great challenge of managing water flow to Seaside is this. When human demand for water in the city is highest, the natural flow of the river is lowest, and nature's need for water is greatest. To meet this challenge, the city works closely with the Necanicum Watershed Council and others in the community. From such constructive collaboration, a number of improvements to watershed health have resulted. In 2012, the height of the dam was reduced, a streamflow notch added, and operation modified to leave more water for nature to use naturally in the 7 miles of river below the diversion. Streamflow modifications and improvements to fish passage were engineered at the diversion dam to restore the river to a much more fish-friendly state. And above the diversion, 3 miles of excellent spawning habitat were enhanced for salmon, steelhead, cutthroat, and lamprey when they return from the sea. Diverting and delivering Seaside's water while maintaining the health of the Necanicum watershed is an amazing feat. But what comes next, before water can safely be delivered to your home, is pretty amazing too. Seaside is blessed with water treatment facilities that operate with very high efficiency at very low cost. And for that, we can all thank Mother Nature and L.C. Rogers. Way back in 1925, in his capacity then as city engineer, Rogers made the sage decision to locate Seaside's water intake high in the mountainous watershed, nearest its most pristine source, where the natural laws of physics would assure its flow to town, for free, forever. Today, nearly a century later, gravity continues to deliver water to the 55 million gallon holding pond at Peterson Point, where a single pump station is all that's needed to help Mother Nature complete her delivery of Seaside's water to the treatment facility. It's truly a marvelous system, simple to maintain and inexpensive to operate. In brief, here's how it all works. Powered by the sun, a solar bee water circulator works continuously in the holding pond to reduce algae growth, a process that used to require costly chemical treatment. One step cleaner than when it was diverted from the river, your water now enters the treatment plant. First, the water's pH balance is adjusted chemically to ensure its natural acidity will not damage copper plumbing in seaside homes and businesses. An inert chemical polymer is introduced next, which later will be completely filtered out to coagulate particulates and other impurities, making them easier to remove. The pH-balanced, coagulated water is then pushed into the base and filtered upwards through one of two garage-sized clarifiers, at the heart of which is a 4-foot thick layer of specialized gravel media that removes 90% of particulates. After further flowing through polishing filters and several stratified layers of activated carbon and silica sand, your water is now, on average, 99.95% free of particulates. When the filters in one clarifier must be cleaned to maintain this high standard of purity, water is routed to the other clarifier, ensuring continuous treatment of water. Familiar to most folks, chlorine is now introduced to destroy any microorganisms that might have traveled with the water in from the river, or that could possibly enter the system after water leaves the plant. While clarity and turbidity of river water varies at intake, it's clearer in summer, muddier in winter. The goal of plant operators at all times is to employ the minimum amount of chemical treatment necessary to achieve absolute water safety for you and your family. Per public mandate, tasteless, colorless fluoride is added in minute quantities at this stage. Finally, 5 hours after it entered the treatment plant, thoroughly clean, safe, potable water flows out into the huge holding tank nearby. Seasonal fluctuation of water demand in Seaside is met by varying the outflow from this 4 million gallon tank in concert with another tank that holds 2.5 million gallons. Average across a full calendar year, demand for water in Seaside is about 2 million gallons per day. In peak summer months that attract a large influx of visitors, demand can rise to nearly 4 million gallons per day. Technicians continuously monitor treatment processes at the plant, and rigorous water quality tests are conducted in the community 3 times per week at 5 different locations. Further management of the system occurs in a sophisticated computer control room. And finally, a huge on-site backup generator assures that the plant can operate indefinitely under its own power. During the infamous winter storm of 2007, which felled entire swaths of forest and knocked power out in Seaside for 5 long days, residents were never without water. Parallel to this amazing story of technical water treatment, the Necanicum River continues to flow unencumbered to the sea. Along the way, it richly sustains the natural world surrounding Seaside, supports the incredible quality of life that residents all hold so dear, and allows millions of carefree visitors to enjoy themselves on the Oregon coast year after year. In Seaside, the story of water truly is the story of life.